Oh, so you finally came to see me. I thought you were planning on letting me rot in here.
Hello and welcome, Whovians, to a brand new episode of Musings of a Pudding Brain. I'm Adam,
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Remy.
and right away, sorry about not having. We've been having a weird schedule lately, and I apologize that we've been missing episodes, getting episodes up, and all that fun stuff.
New studio.
But yes, this is the first episode in the brand new studio,
Yep.
aka my apartment.
Rather than Men's Place.
Yes. And if you hear anything in the background, it's because I'm leaving my windows open and I'm not running my AC because that takes up too much energy.
And there's a lot of fans going on because it's a bit warmer here.
Yeah.
It's hot, and it's not just because of us.
It's never because of us.
Because of me.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, Remy, we're doing the name of the doctor.
Yes, sir.
Our final episode in the River Song arc that we've been doing.
Yeah. Oh, it's been such a wonderful, amazing trip, but now it must come to an end.
Yes, yes. And also the first in our 50th anniversary special run that we're going to do.
Yep.
We're going to go straight through all of the Doctor series.
So the name of the doctor.
Night of the Doctor, Day of the Doctor, and Time of the Doctor.
Yep.
We're doing night and day at the same time.
Night and day.
Because night
you
was
are
what,
the one.
5 minutes? 10 minutes?
Yeah, something like that.
It was a short one.
Yeah. Well, it was a little web one, right?
Yeah. I mean, it was a really cool. We'll talk about it more next week or the next episode.
Stay tuned, folks.
Yeah. Anyway, so we've got Name of the Doctor, originally air date on May 18th of 2013, about 2 years ago, right around this time. We've got Matt Smith as the Doctor. We've got Jenna Louise Coleman as Clara Oswald.
Woohoo!
And Alex Kingston as River Song. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, don't stop on my account. I'm just gonna daydream for a moment.
I'm going to allow you to daydream. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, moving on. But the opening for the episode.
It threw me for a loop. Like, I hadn't watched this episode and a lot of Clara stuff in a while. Well, at least on this season.
Well, we've been busy watching other things.
Yeah.
And I mean, there was a brand new season, so I understand.
Yeah. So when we just watched this episode like not too long ago, like earlier today,
Yeah.
because we have the ability to.
A couple hours ago.
Yeah. And, the beginning kind of threw me for a loop because it's Clara, like, falling through time, energy, stuff. And then,
It just, for me, the first time I saw that, I was like, is she falling down into a lava pit or something?
yeah, because they're like
what's
all
going
orangey.
on?
And then she's landed and you see her in different eras wearing different hairstylings and clothing.
Yeah.
And you see like flashes of other doctors and whatnot. And it's just like, this is, it's a little peculiar.
Yeah.
But let's go for it.
I did like her appearance with William Hartnell, where at the beginning of this episode, she's like, "You're about to make a huge mistake."
Yeah.
And really, if you want to think about it, stealing the TARDIS and going on the adventure that he was, if you consider that to be his mistake, that is his biggest mistake. If you even consider that a mistake, personally, I think that's what put him on his path.
Yeah.
He was like, nope, I'm done with Gallifrey. I'm going to go explore. And I'm going to be an idiot with a blue box. Well, an idiot with a TARDIS at that point. An idiot with a TARDIS who's just going to do stuff. Yeah, that opening monologue from Clara, though. That thing is...
It's like, I've been falling through time. I've been following him.
Sometimes sometimes he doesn't hear me.
And then sometimes he does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was just like, there's a lot going on here.
It was kind of cool because like it did start to like wrap up her Impossible Girl timeline, storyline.
Yeah, I loved that.
Yeah.
I was going into this episode, I was really hoping, because at that time I wasn't reading so much of the news for Doctor Who.
Mm-hmm.
So at that time I was, only watching the episodes, and I actually still like not really knowing a lot of what's going on, because the first time that I started reading the first big story was, when Amy and Rory were going to be leaving.
Yeah.
When I read up and I was just like, oh, they just filmed their last episode. Oh man, now I know how this season is gonna go, and I'm just like, why did you tell me?
Yeah.
But,
I purposely don't keep track of that. I would love to, but I don't on purpose because I don't want it to ruin for me. Like it's not that bad for me, but I just rather not go through all that.
Yeah. I mean, and sadly, it does become news. When Jenna was maybe leaving at the Christmas episode, there was a lot of back and forth. Maybe she was going to extend through half of this season, and then it became she's going to be here for the full season.
Yep.
We don't know if she'll continue on after that. But I was just, finding out that a companion is going to be leaving the series. You're like, there's going to be, that episode.
Yeah,
and
it's always heartache.
Yeah.
Well, heartbreak. No matter what, no matter how they leave, it's bad.
Yeah, exactly. For me, the only one so far, there's been a few companions that when they left, it wasn't terrible. Martha's decision to leave, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah Jane kind of just being like, hey, I'm going home.
Yeah.
And, Tegan it was Tegan who just kind of got too crazy for her, and she was like, I'm out of here. I can't do this.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's plenty of times where a companion's just walked away. I mean, but then you get, Rose. Then you get
River and
Adric. You get River. You get Amy and Rory.
Yep.
Where you just get sad endings. Not Martha. Donna.
Yeah.
That one was terrible.
That was just...
Because she wasn't allowed to remember any of it.
Yeah, that was painful. Oh. But it happens.
Mm-hmm.
But moving forward.
Luckily, this episode, we're not actually saying goodbye to anyone.
No.
Even though there is a moment where the Doctor is forced to say goodbye to somebody, and
But we'll get to that.
It's not heart-wrenching.
We'll get to
that. So I know one thing that made me laugh like right away was Strax's bar fight of politeness.
Yeah, it was nice because whatchamacallit. So Jenny and
Madame
Vastra have to quote unquote make a conference call.
I like the fact that they call it a conference call.
And Strax is on it's his day off, so he's off God knows where in a bar fight. Just
Glasgow, Scotland.
Yep.
Which is kind of weird that he's that
far away.
I thought Madame Vastra was in London.
Yeah, I believe she was too.
Okay, so
but they probably have
distance.
ways. It means.
I mean, they're clearly sending telegrams to each other, keeping in contact.
Maybe it was a long weekend.
Probably.
Yeah. So yeah, he's in a bar fight with this big, huge, hulking, like stereotypical mass of potato face Irishman.
that would be a Scotsman.
Scotsman, whatever.
Yeah, you just insulted entire people.
I'll get over it.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I'm sorry, my geography is not my best.
Clearly.
Yeah.
If you've listened to the weekly update when we've done geography questions or the list, nobody gets those right.
Yeah. Thank you, American public school system.
Anyway.
He's in looks like a pretty good bar brawl between this other guy. And
yes.
it doesn't really explain like why he's in it. Did he just like, I need to pick a fight with somebody who's honorable?
Yep.
I mean, that's pretty much how it came off. And then in the middle, the little kid comes up like, sir, you have a telegram.
I liked the fact that they stopped the fight at that moment. They both stopped and they were like, okay, hold on.
Yep. And then like he opens it up and says like, oh, you need to be in a conference call right now. And it's like, well, sir, you're going to have to render me unconscious. And
he's got this big hammer.
No, it was a giant pot. It was like a cast iron pot.
Okay.
And yeah.
And Strax has a shovel.
Yep.
A flat shovel. And I love the fact that he's like, sir, you're gonna need this one instead.
Yeah. Hands it to the guy.
Gonna take a couple of hits.
And the guy's just like, oh, I'm happy to oblige. Knocks Strax out, and then we come to realize that there is a way to communicate through time and space through a dream state.
Yes.
So you got Jenny, you got Madame Vastra, you got Strax coming in.
Now, we do need to jump back a little bit and explain why they were all meeting up in the dream place.
Yes, we do.
So, Madame Vastra was interrogating a prisoner who somehow talks in riddles, of course, because it's Doctor Who. Why would anything be simple? But talks in riddles and explains that the Doctor has a secret that he'll take to his grave.
Which is kind of par for the course for the Doctor.
Yes.
But then he goes into, Madame Vastra asks him, why is this so important?
Because someone has found it. And it was one of those that it was like, someone knows his secret?
Yeah.
Okay. I know that, the Doctor's name has been, a closely guarded thing. But, is that the secret?
Yeah, this one feels entirely new.
So she calls the conference call, if you will. Sorry. But, yeah, she calls the conference call, gets her and Jenny right in. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Did you catch it? The figure that passed in front of the window?
Yes, I did.
Okay, cool.
See, at first, I thought it was a doctor, but it turns out to be somebody else.
Yeah. It was the Whisper Men. Which, in my opinion, the Whisper Men come across as something that they're supposed to be incredibly creepy, and because of how creepy they are, they become very scary.
I think that was the idea, but since they're not around that much in this little story arc,
It didn't
work. It wasn't like the Silence.
No, it wasn't like the Silence. It wasn't.
It
wasn't as bad as the Snowmen.
Yeah. Well, for outright, like, we're going to need this for a couple episodes rather than like a whole story arc or two, however long the Silence lasted for.
Yeah.
They're effective.
Yes.
It's like right there. They're going to kind of creep you out a little bit, but they're not like that like, what is that shadow I've been staring at for 10 minutes and hasn't moved, but it looks like something else kind of thing that gets underneath your skin. And
it's just one of those that I'm like, well, they're creepy?
Yeah.
Like, the Great Intelligence was more creepy than, the Whisper Men, than his own partial selves. Yeah. So, Clara, I like how Clara got knocked out.
Yeah. So she's reading a letter that was sent by Madame Vastra from 18 whatever.
Yeah. That's awesome.
It's kind of like Back to the Future. Mm-hmm. They kind of did one of those things. It's like, you have to hold this in the post office until such and such time, and then mail it to a person so it ends on this date. She gets it, and it's pretty much saying that, like, enclosed within this letter is a vial, a candle. You breathe in the scent, and it'll make you go into this dream state that I just told you about, because we need to get in contact with you.
Yep.
But I figure you may not trust me, so I've laced the paper with the drug anyways.
It was kind of funny.
Hope you're sitting down.
That the letter said that, to light it and it'll knock you out, and she just throws it, and she's like, ah.
Yeah.
And then she gets to the point of it saying that it's on the paper anyway.
Yeah.
And then just falls over, which was cool. And then, it's really cool how they showed that, if you literally fall asleep. Like,
yeah, it's like Clara the same motion that you carry.
You finish the motion in the chair when you come to that conference call table. And then we get to finally see River.
Yep.
Oh, that was awesome.
It's always a pleasure to see River.
So, we get to meet River. She corrupts the dreamscape, like, right away. They're like, would you like some tea? She's like, oh, sure. And then, boom, it's champagne.
I do that. It'd be whiskey for me, but, I mean, Adam, if you call me to a conference like that, it's going to be like hookers and blow and whiskey.
You just bring a party in, and I'm like, whoa, hey, wrong dream.
They'll be quiet.
But like, they're all just standing there watching. And they're like, no. This is important.
Ladies.
Anyway, the back and forth between River and Clara, where Clara says something that, in my opinion, was the greatest insult, but it's not an insult because Clara had no idea.
Yeah, she didn't know. It was by accident, and how she said it was taken in the wrong
She's
way.
like, "Oh, Professor Song, I always imagined you were a guy."
Yeah.
It was just like the look on River's face wasn't so much like, "Little girl, I could destroy you right now." It was more,
I'm going to find the doctor and destroy him.
yeah, when I find that doctor, I am going to give him a piece of my mind for not telling her everything about me. But I mean, it was still one of those that it was like, I'm looking at you and I'm just like, River is looking at Clara just like, you're so sweet. You have no idea.
You think you know, but you have no idea.
Yeah.
Little girl.
Yeah. And up to this point, Clara still has been kind of the little girl.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we're still trying to figure out, what her purpose has been, because we've already touched upon in Asylum of the Daleks. We've seen her, the Christmas episode. I don't remember the name of it off the top of my head right now. Oh crap, that's terrible. Hold on.
It's okay. I'll yell at you later.
Yeah. Sorry. That was The Snowmen. Wow, why did I not remember that? Anyway, the Snowmen. We see Clara in that one too, and it's just one of those that you're like, and those were very mature versions of the same person.
Mm-hmm.
And as I said, you see in this episode, you still see a young Clara. She's still trying to figure out her purpose with the doctor.
Yep.
And, so really sad thing kind of happens during this conference call. Jenny dies. That blew my mind.
What I was really expecting was how to put it, like when Amy got kidnapped. That's what
at the table she would just suddenly, disappear.
Yeah, and she would have gotten her swords, and it would have been like, massive vengeance.
Yeah. Instead, we get basically a kidnapping.
Yeah.
And I mean, it happened pretty fast. It was
she didn't have a chance to. Not even Strax.
Yeah. It was wake up and all the Whispermen are there.
I'm surrounded.
Now, if they had shown more, in my opinion, if they had showed more of what was going on while everyone was sleeping, and you saw like the Whispermen basically come into the house at that moment, I think you would have seen them be a little bit more frightening, creepy, weird.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah,
I could totally see that.
Okay. So yeah, everyone gets kicked out. The cool thing was, Clara gets kicked out to find that the doctor's playing blind man's bluff with the kids that she's a nanny of.
But they're gone.
But the kids are gone.
Yeah.
Somehow the kids tricked a 1,200-year-old man. Or being.
Well, they're kids. He doesn't know any better, and
he should have seen these tricks.
Yeah, but he probably just like, I can trust these little humans.
Maybe.
I
doubt it.
Either that, or he just didn't care. I can see that happening.
I can see him just being like, you know what? I'm going to allow him to have a little fun. I know they're playing a trick on me, but I'm going to live it up.
Yep.
Or he's never actually played blind man's bluff before.
I can see that too.
Yeah. So Clara's filling him in about the conference call. Lets him know that River was there, and kind of the doctor starts to break down at the mention of River, of the secret he'll take to his grave, and that someone's found out. Like, he's actually kind of freaking out, and he finishes off the sentence, on the fields of Trenzalore. It was just one of those. It was like he knows it.
Yeah.
As a time traveler, as he explains, as a time traveler, there's one place you just don't go. You don't visit. You don't end up there.
You don't go to your own grave.
Yeah, you don't go to your own grave because bad things happen. Because then you try to change things, and things don't nothing works out. But it turns out with everyone getting kidnapped, he has to.
Yep.
But it's still Matt has an amazingly expressionable face. Wow, I can't speak as usual.
Yeah, I'm gonna blame it on the heat this time.
We always try to blame it on something.
No, we're just messed up. That's all.
Yeah. But no, like he has an amazing ability of
To emote.
yes, thank you. He emotes extremely well. And like he can like some of the things that I absolutely loved about him where, you know, the previous season where we didn't know, it was the whole, you know, Amy's pregnant, Amy's not, Amy's pregnant, Amy's not. Is this the real Amy? And that's what we find out. One of the times he gives her a hug and he puts on the smiling face at first. And then when he leans in, it's a completely different face. And I'm like, you're good. With me, it's poker face in front. And then I hug, more poker face. I have resting poker face. Give me a poker hand and you'll see something completely different. But, so yeah, they have to go to Trenzalore.
Yep. They make it to Trenzalore. They have to literally crash on the planet because
Yeah, the TARDIS won't even let them.
the TARDIS doesn't want to go there.
Because it's
It's her death as well.
well, yeah, it's her death. It's the one big rule of not crossing your own timeline.
Yep.
And he has to do it to save Jenny, Strax, and Madame Vastra.
Yep. However, one cool thing that I noticed is
Yeah.
that I pointed out to you when we were watching it. So when they crash land, the doctor opens up the door and there's a crack on the window.
Yes.
And so he's like, oh, God damn it. Oh, well, try and fix it later. He travels along and he's trying to find his gravesite and comes up to this giant TARDIS.
Well, they came up on like a
hill.
and you could see in the distance that huge monument to the TARDIS.
Yep. And what it actually was the TARDIS, because I guess when TARDISes start to break down, all the bigger that's on the inside starts to leak to the outside. So the size of it actually got bigger, and
I thought that was awesome.
I thought that was great too. And it looked like they were like just tendrils of TARDIS stuff, just kind of like growing into the ground. I couldn't tell there was like a tree or something.
No, it looked like roots that were growing up into it.
Yeah.
Vines that were growing on it. You know, clearly it had been there for a long time.
Yeah. But on that same older TARDIS was the same crack, and I was just like, oh, that's gonna mean something.
That paint is still broken.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
But more than likely, it was just because the doctor was lazy, rather than like any actual significance other than looking cool as a visual cue.
Well, there is the whole thing that on Trenzalore is the fall of the 11th. And plus, at this point, the writers were setting up the fact that Matt was the last regeneration. You know, that's what we're building to, and you know that story hadn't been told yet.
Yeah.
But in Let's Kill Hitler, you had that moment where he went to the TARDIS and he went to go regenerate, and they were like, there are no more regenerations. And this is kind of a callback to that. You realize he is the last. There is nothing past him. Or so we thought.
Bum, bum, bum.
Spoilers. Season 8. Seriously, that's not a spoiler. But you know, when they were floating above the planet, that planet was war torn,
Ravaged.
The entire planet was torn apart.
Yeah.
You know, there's open lava pits that are seen from space.
Yeah. It's a dead planet. Like
Yeah.
nothing's growing there anymore.
Well, some trees, but I mean, it was a dark, dusty,
Yeah.
broken down planet. So they get to the grave. Oh man,
So many things.
graveyard.
So many things.
I like the fact that they pop out and she's like, "What's with all the graves? You know, we're in a graveyard." And he's like, "No, this is a battlefield.
Yep.
They just buried them."
Just bury them where they laid.
Yeah, and then they put up stones. And it was one of those that I'm like, wow, this Trenzalore, something happened. But it's his future, so we don't know how much.
He
doesn't want to know either. But he has to be there. Whispermen show up. Notice the grave of River Song. Now, any fan, even casual fan that's been watching for a while, would know right away, River doesn't have a grave. Because she died in the library. Why would she be on Trenzalore? Liked how that back and forth, found out it's a trap. Well, not a trap. It's a trap door.
It's a trap door.
Thanks, Akbar.
Yep.
Which leads them into the catacombs more. It's kind of a small chase, really slow chase scene, but, the Whispermen are following them, kind of herding the Doctor and Clara up to the TARDIS. Just far enough away that everyone feels bad things are going to happen, but not so close that you're really freaking out. You're just like, there they are. We'll keep walking. In the TARDIS, how much that affected Clara, the weird vibes that it was giving her from deep inside the TARDIS.
Yeah,
and then
brought back memories that she should not have had.
Yeah.
She never understood why she had them in the first place.
Well,
the Doctor couldn't figure out.
Yeah, these are, these are the truly impossible girl memories. She remembers the Dalek Asylum. She shouldn't. That's in the future from Clara's timeline. The Victorian barmaid, nanny.
Yeah,
thing.
I think it was Nanny.
Yeah. That's way in the past. That was well before she was even born. So why would she have those memories? Memories of from the episode Journey to the Center of the TARDIS. She died there. She shouldn't have those memories either. Like, the Doctor had to do a time reset. And she remembers things that happened during the time reset. So, yeah, how?
All these questions are starting to pop up, and like at this, like they were asked in the beginning of Clara's run.
Yep.
And then towards the middle of it, at least Matt Smith, it was kind of like, well, having adventures and see what happens.
Yeah, I mean,
and then now they're all coming back at once, and
yeah.
it's just like, what do we do? What's going on? Like, answer these questions. I've been in the back of my head for months now.
And then we move right on.
Yep.
And then it just kind of gets dropped for a moment. And I liked the fact that it got dropped.
Well, there was a mission at hand. There was something that needed to be done.
And the Whispermen were still chasing them.
Yep. I kind of liked how the Doctor didn't promise. It was like, I promise you, like, when we get out of this, we'll figure it out. It was just like, no.
We need to go.
Yeah, we need to go now. Not like, okay, I'll be ready in 10 minutes, and a half hour later, it was like, we need to go now.
Yeah, we just need to move. Just keep moving. I liked that. And then the whole showdown between the Great Intelligence and the Doctor, where they're both, doing their, the bad guy threatens the Doctor, more accurately threatens the Doctor's companions and friends. Mm-hmm. Give me the information I want, or I'll kill them. That's a reoccurring bad guy thing. But I like the fact that the Doctor wouldn't back down, because this was his biggest secret. This is too much even for him, and he refused to back down to open the doors to the console room.
Well, to his
tomb,
yeah.
Yeah. And then the doors opened
because River
said his name.
Yep. And
which is really weird. Okay.
We kind of forgot to mention this earlier. So River had kept the connection from the conference call this entire time.
With Clara.
So Clara's the only one who can see her or hear her.
Interact with her.
And like they've been chit-chatting a little bit here and there. So
River's been giving her clues, helping her, that type of thing.
Yeah, because she can't actually be there physically. And then when the doors open, it was just like River was just like, oh, well, I guess I still have a connection with the TARDIS.
Yeah, I thought that was awesome.
I thought that was pretty cool too.
That she still had a psychic link with the TARDIS, and it was really awesome that the TARDIS really likes her.
Yep.
I mean, she is the child of the TARDIS, which in and of itself is a weird title. Kind of a weird title.
A smidgen.
Yeah, but, you know, she said the Doctor's name, which I don't remember it. I know it came up once and we've talked about it before, and it's this really big weird word, and
I don't remember.
Whatever. Riversong can pronounce it, okay? Good for her. But yeah, she opens the door and, you know, saves everyone. Because as we found out many, many times with the Doctor, he's willing to sacrifice people to keep his secrets. And it does kind of suck that he's that type of person, but at the same time, this is a man who will go to war for his friends.
Yes.
Like, he will bring down, like, an army on top of, you know, whoever's threatening his friends.
Yeah. But, you know, it's the whisper men who are being led by the great intelligence you know, the Doctor knows that once he gets a hold of this secret, like,
everything's going to change.
Yeah, the entire, you know, universe is at risk. So it's like, spare the one, you know, lose the one for the to spare the many.
Yes, and most of the time, the Doctor's companions understand that.
Yeah,
and I mean, this is one of the few times where everyone was being threatened, and it was one of those that it's like, if I give him what he wants, it destroys everything.
Mm-hmm.
If I sacrifice them, it's not going to change anything. Like, he'll still be, like, then he'll be the one threatened after that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, where's the
payoff?
Yeah, where's the payoff? There's no payoff. And I'm glad that River stepped up and was just like, no, I'm going to say your name, and the doors will open.
Yeah, at least that aspect of all the responsibility for what's going on is off your shoulders.
Yes. And River's always known that about the Doctor.
Yeah.
You know, he's kind of a man-child in some ways, and a general in others. So, I mean, you kind of get the best of both worlds with the Doctor. You get somebody who's totally in charge, and at the same time, totally has no idea what he's doing.
It's like my world.
Yeah.
Yeah, my life. My life be like, ooh, wah, ooh, wah, ooh, wah, ooh.
You done?
Ooh, wah. Now I am.
Okay. All right.
What, you don't remember that? I think that was the second Fast and Furious. That song was in there.
Oh, no.
Or it might have been in Tokyo Drift. I forget which one.
I didn't pay attention to that.
There were some songs that they had.
Okay.
They were good in the club.
Okay.
They were hits.
Yeah, whatever.
Got you moving.
Yep.
Grooving. Doing it, man.
Stop it. So, we finally get to see what the interior of the Doctor's tomb, which is the console room.
Yep.
But the console has been replaced with this weird glowing light.
Yeah, it's kind of like a tangle of glowy yarn.
Yes.
That's like, 6 feet, 7 feet tall.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's spinning, and it looks really cool. And because
you got pieces that shoot out.
Yeah, like almost like tree branches, whatever. Yeah. And the great intelligence goes on to explain that it's
actually the Doctor's energy.
Yeah, and it's scar tissue upon the space-time continuum.
Yes,
and it's an open wound.
Yeah, yeah,
and it's access to the Doctor's entire life.
At every moment.
At every moment.
And the Doctor at that moment is like, because clearly it's the great intelligence has decided that he's going to jump in. He's going to invade the Doctor's timeline at all moments at the exact same time. And the Doctor's like, no, that'll tear you apart. You won't be able to hold yourself together. And he's like, I don't care. If I have one purpose, and that's just to, come after you, it won't matter if I'm splintered into millions of pieces.
Yeah. The best way that he put it was, yes, it'll kill me, but I'll be able to destroy you.
Yeah.
So, great intelligence will die, but, he was willing to do that to ensure the fact that, everything the Doctor had ever done would be unraveled at the point of inception.
Yeah.
in every point of the Doctor's life. Every second, every hour, every great event or experience, like
Was going to be taken care of.
Yeah, the great intelligence was going to be there.
Yep.
To stop it.
And it starts happening. Like I love the quick flashes between all of the doctors up to Matt Smith at that point. And I do have to say they still left Paul McGann out.
You know,
Did you notice that?
a little things happen, mistakes
Like
were
you
made.
saw everyone from the classic.
Yeah, but you also didn't like Eccleston didn't make a return either. Like you saw a flash of somebody with a leather jacket.
Yeah.
That's the most that you saw.
True. Okay.
So he didn't make an actual return.
Well, no one made an actual return in this episode.
Yeah, but you also didn't see Eccleston face.
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was that. But yeah, you see all of these, and they're all losing. And I recognize some of the episodes. I didn't recognize all of them, but I recognized enough of the episode flashes that we've seen. And Clara at this point starts to realize that, you know, one of the places that the Doctor lost was the Dalek Asylum and Victorian England. And she realized, she's like, I'm the one who saved him there. You know, due to remembering all that weird stuff that happened in her head, right, that happened to other versions of her.
Yes.
And at that moment, you see, I know I saw, Clara grew up. That was a Clara that was like, I have to save the Doctor. I have to save the universe.
Yeah, she put on the big girl britches.
Yeah, she was like, and the pants have been pulled up.
It's a little snug, but I like the way it feels.
Time to take care of business.
Let's do this.
And, you know, you get the classic line from, you know, Clara's catchphrase up to that point, which was, you know, run.
Yeah.
What was it? Run.
Clever boy.
Run, clever boy, and remember. And then she jumps in. And at that point, we catch back up to the beginning where she's falling. And it turns out she's falling through time.
Yep.
Not some weird lava pit. I liked the lava pit idea, personally.
Yeah, but it's kind of hard to come back from that.
I know. But yeah, then you start seeing her going in and, you know, rescuing the Doctor. You know, going through, and she's undoing everything that the Great Intelligence had just done.
Yep.
And she saves the Doctor, saves the day, but she's still falling through time. She's still being splintered.
Now, one thing that I really liked, right before she jumps in,
Yep.
Madame Vastra and gang go outside, and they're fighting out the Whisper Men and everything.
Yes.
And
Jenny just straight up disappears.
yep, because there are stars that are going out across the night sky, and like Madame Vastra has some kind of device, and she's reading like all those civilizations that he helped, all those people that he saved, millions, possibly billions of people, just going out. And then she turns around, Jenny is gone.
Yep.
And she's like, "Oh my god!" And then Strax doesn't remember who she is.
Nope. He reverts back to Sontaran style.
Yep. And just like tries to kill her, and then she and then at one point, and this was this part was kind of cool because I wasn't so sure in the beginning, the first time I watched it, but watching it again now, she pulls out her gun to kill him because otherwise he's going to kill her.
Yes.
And he ends up disappearing right in front of her eyes.
Oh no, she vaporized him.
She vaporize?
She straight up vaporized him.
I thought she didn't get a chance to.
No, that's particles falling down. Like she obliterates him completely.
You just ruined my childhood.
I'm sorry. Your childhood? This was like 3 hours ago.
Aww.
But yeah, so you know, that was a cool thing that it showed that, you know, the Doctor failing, there were huge changes that were going to happen. You know, there were people that were his friends that now would not be his friends and wouldn't be friends with each other. You know, entire star systems were being wiped out because he wasn't there to save them anymore.
Yeah.
And I like that. Like, there were consequences to actions being done for a change. Normally, they're very small consequences, and it's like, oh, well, you know, you saved this planet, you saved this village, you saved this star system. But now you've saved time. And and it's actually Clara who saves it. Yeah. I like the fact that you get, while Clara's still stuck in the timeline, an amazing back and forth between the Doctor and River.
Yeah.
And that one, wow. It's a choke up moment for me.
Gets you down deep in
the feels.
In the feels.
Right in the feels.
On a feels trip.
Oh.
Steal a line from Adam there.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I thought honestly it was perfect because, as River has said time and time again, like since she came into the series,
yes,
the Doctor hates to say goodbye.
He does,
and so he never says it to her. I don't know if he says it to anybody during the Matt Smith run.
I don't really. Maybe a few times.
Doubtful.
But most of the time, his goodbye is "I'll see you another time."
Yeah, like he'll actually just say that.
Yeah.
And whether or not he knew if he was going to see that person again. But so she makes him say it, just like, because she knows where he's going to end up, where she's going to end up.
Hold on. Up to that point, he finally reveals to her that he's always able to see her. He's always able to hear her.
Yeah. The entire time they were on Trenzalore, he knew what was going on. This
entire time, he's just been ignoring her, and she asks him why, and he's like, because I don't know what to say. I don't know how to interact with you now, because
technically you're dead.
Yeah.
You're on a bookshelf.
Yeah. And he's like, moon. I don't want to say goodbye to you, because now I have to. And she means, like, it's kind of weird. That's another moment where you realize just how important River is to him.
And how well she knows him.
Yes. That they truly are a couple.
Yes.
Like, I think, don't let the internet fangirls know about this. I think there's a bigger connection between River and the Doctor than there was between Rose and the Doctor.
Ooh.
I'm going to throw that down right now.
No, I'm down for that. I'm cool with it.
It's part of the reason why the second time that the Doctor has to say goodbye to Rose, he just walks away. Because he's like, I'm not the same person.
Yeah.
That guy, that's the one that, my doppelganger, the Metacrisis Doctor, he was done at the same time as that I was when I absolutely was in love with you. But, you being away for all this time, not really all that into you anymore.
I started to notice there's some big booty fishes out there, so.
There's this woman called River Song.
Yeah.
Hello, River. She keeps saying that she's my wife. I don't understand this.
But I like how she tells him just say goodbye as if you're gonna see me again.
He straightens up, straightens the bow tie, which
it was a nice bow tie too. I was taking a good look at that.
I want a bow tie. I want that bow tie. But I like the fact that those are the moments where he straightens up. He straightens the bow tie. He makes himself. He puffs himself up a bit, puts on the smile, and you're like, all right. We've seen the cracks, but we've seen past the cracks with you.
Yes.
But you put the mask back on. You're putting on the airs of what you're doing again. He says goodbye. Well, he says he doesn't truly say goodbye. He says that he's going to see her again. Whenever that will be. And if you noticed, River never says hello, sweetie, in this episode. It's the only episode where she doesn't say hello, sweetie, to him. Normally, it's the first line.
Well, she did
first thing.
say it,
Nope.
but not to him. Yeah, the conference call. But she didn't say it to him.
No. Yes, she said, hello, sweetie. Yes, thank you for being all technical on that one.
Hey, someone's got to keep on your toes.
But no, she didn't say it.
I have like 4 sentences of notes. You have like a whole page. I gotta show my worth somehow.
I got 2. But so, but she says to him, goodbye, sweetie.
Yeah.
And normally she doesn't say goodbye. But it's cool. hopefully some of these internet rumors that have been going around of River making an appearance back on Doctor Who would be awesome,
Well,
especially with Capaldi.
I would hope so because her appearances on Arrow,
Yep.
I expected more of them, but then she just kind of like she didn't
She
get
slipped away.
Yeah, she didn't get like written out. It was just like, well, she's off. She got written into doing something further away. And
Yeah.
whatever.
And hopefully, I wouldn't mind seeing an appearance in season 9, maybe even series 10.
Face
Either
of
one.
Bo.
Oh, man, Captain Jack coming back would be awesome too.
Either Captain Jack or the Face of Bo, I'd be down with.
I got a feeling you probably see John Barham and Captain Jack more than Face of Bo.
Yeah.
But so the Doctor jumps into his own timeline, which kind of blew my mind. I was expecting everything to go haywire at that moment.
Yeah,
like, what's going on with the world?
Like a massive implosion.
Yeah, something that really would just there would be physical changes. There wasn't, whatever. But we catch back up with Clara, who's now seeing images. She's fallen to the bottom. She's now seeing quick images of each Doctor, all of his faces. She's seen all 11 of him. And Matt's in there calling her forward, and he's like, "You've rescued me 1,000,000 times." He's like, "Let me rescue you this once." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, go! You rescue her." Yeah, I get weepy way too easy with Doctor Who. Hey,
I'm
me
very
any other
happy.
show, I'm good.
I'm so happy I never actually look at you when we're watching episodes.
Just put my head down for a moment, blink a little bit.
Keep it together. Keep it together. Keep it together.
Okay, we're through. All right. But yeah, he rescues her, and then she notices there's another face that she's never seen before.
Yep.
And the Doctor's like, "Yeah, that's the one that I've been running from." And she's like, he's not the Doctor. And she's like, "Well, it's one of your faces. It is you." And he's like, "Well, no, it is me, but the Doctor's a name I gave myself is a promise. He didn't live up to the promise." And yeah, then we get, to me, this was an amazing reveal. The first time I saw this episode, I was just blown away. I pushed my chair back. I stood up, arms up. I was just like, what? John Hurt.
Mother flippin' John Hurt.
John Hurt.
Yes.
Doesn't say a word, just turns around. It's like the first appearance in Doctor Who of Capaldi as the Doctor, where all you got was eyes on that one. And I was like, all right, thank you. I geeked out, and I'm gonna go home now.
Yeah, and then the best thing is they put like
on the screen titles.
On the screen, John Hurt as the Doctor.
Yeah, it was awesome. I was like, thank you. That was an amazing reveal. So now we're going to talk a little bit about John Hurt.
Yes. You have the filmography list?
Yes, I do. Come on, there we go. John Hurt, 75-year-old man right now.
Mm-hmm.
In January, he'll be 76.
Oh, January what?
22nd.
I think that still makes him a Capricorn.
Yeah, it's a week after your birthday.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Cool.
First appearance ever acting, on IMDb anyway, and I hate people who say that IMDb is not accurate.
Because IMDb is set up by the industry.
It's as accurate as you can be.
Yeah.
I'm like, Wikipedia, its accuracy is absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
We do use it for stuff,
yeah.
But it's one of those that it's like, all right, we're taking it with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
Could be edited and could be wrong.
I mean, like when it comes to, you're more like, I don't think on IMDb you're going to find plays that he's done. But
yeah.
If he's done it, it might be on, like major Broadway stuff might be on Wikipedia.
Yeah.
But, IMDb is about as accurate as you can get because it's people within the industry normally working for the actor in one way or another.
Yeah.
or a talent agency or whatever.
Okay.
That sets it up.
Yeah. Anyway, actor, 202 credits.
Damn.
Yeah. That's both film and TV. Notable first appearance. First appearance is John Hurt. His first IMDb recorded acting was in 1962, a TV show called Z Cars. Didn't look into it. I just throwing that out there. I did not look into what it was. Instead, I was just wanted to know.
I'm going to.
Okay. You totally can. Anyway, so I went through his filmography as an actor, and I went to see, notable things. And so I found A Man for All Seasons. It's about Henry VIII. Someone stood up to him during the, split off from the Catholic Church, which happens. Awesome. Alien. If you don't know his role in Alien, may a xenomorph lay its eggs into your stomach and have it burst through your chest.
Okay, just stop being an angry fanboy. Just tell the people if they don't remember, because it took me a second to remember who he was when I saw that. Tell the people.
Okay, he's the guy who gets a chest burster to burst out of his stomach.
Yeah.
It was yes, it's an amazing moment. History of the World Part 1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's an awesome movie.
Yeah, he played Jesus Christ.
Yes, yes, he played Jesus. The Black Cauldron. Spaceballs. Spaceballs, he actually played himself, doing the same thing he did in Alien.
Mm-hmm.
Rob Roy. We have John Hurt and Liam Neeson in the same movie. How did this movie not self-implode on its own awesomeness? Contact. Yeah, that was a weird movie. The Harry Potter series. Yeah, I gotta love that one. The Hellboy series. V for Vendetta. The Merlin TV series. And Doctor Who.
He also did the voice for Dr. Broom. Was his nickname?
I don't know.
Well, the character that he played in Hellboy in the animated movies, he also did the voice for. And he was also the voice for...
why I said Hellboy series.
Oh, well, I'm just clarifying. If anybody's ever seen Watership Down, he also does the voices for those too.
Cool. Also, Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, the remake with Gary Oldman. I highly suggest that movie. Just go see that movie. But, yeah, huge amount of work that this man has done. He is, there's one that I did not spot on here that I thought he did, and I can't find it right now. I thought it was 1984. I thought he did that one. Why am I not seeing it?
What is it?
1984.
Oh.
The movie.
Yeah, I saw that somewhere too. I think I saw that on IMDb.
Yeah.
Or not IMDb, on Wikipedia.
Oh, okay. I just didn't see it on IMDb. So maybe not IMDb is not the most accurate, but whatever.
Or we find a copy of that and look.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, we've got that's his body of work. Seriously,
Major
major
body of work. There's a lot of stuff in between.
He's awesome.
But we try to go for like the most notable stuff.
Oh, you know what? Our next arc, the John Hurt arc. No, it's not. I'm just kidding. Anyway, Remy, let's wrap this up.
All right.
Rating?
This is tough. Rating, I'm going to go with possibly my lowest 4.2.
4.2 out of 5. Okay.
Yeah. The only reason why it's a great episode and everything like that.
Yes.
I didn't feel like it was clunky at all, but it was just like there's just so much stuff and there's so much more to come, and just antsy and anticipating. It's just like, let's just give it all, like, money shot all this on my face. As far as whether or not I would recommend this episode to anybody else, no.
Yeah.
Unless they just wanted to see John hurt, like they were madly in love with him, like Ian McKellen or Patrick Stewart or something like that.
Okay.
He wasn't a Harry Potter series, so who knows?
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend it just because it's the tail end of a lot of stuff.
Yes. Yeah.
And there's a lot of things missing. I mean, yeah, Clara gets kind of wrapped up pretty well, but then when you have,
if you don't know what's going on with her up to this point, it won't make sense.
Manavastra, Strax, and Jenny, and River Song, and the Great Intelligence, like it's gonna go way over your head.
Yeah,
and the fact that like there isn't a lot of action in it either. Nope. So I don't see anybody really getting like drawn or sucked in that way.
Okay, that's cool. So you gave it a 4.2.
Yeah.
I'm giving it a 4.7 out of 5.
Wow.
Yep.
This is a rarity for us.
Yeah, I know. For me, it's because, it's an amazing setup to the 50th anniversary.
That is true. That's something I missed.
And with that also, we get amazing setup to the end of Matt Smith's run. Clearly, there's been a lot of hints to, the 11th Doctor, finalizing up to this point. We got Dorian, saying that, you can't escape, Trenzalore. You will end up there. And the Doctor's like, okay, I know, but I can still put it off. I can still run. And things are catching up. And this is really the first one where things are really catching up. He's getting forced into doing that. So, you're clearly seeing, a wrap-up happening. I also liked it because there was actual consequences to the danger that was going on. We actually get to see these consequences for a change.
Yep.
We also get a close to River's story, Clara's story so far, and the Great Intelligence. We get all three of those. We're kind of their loose ends start getting wrapped up here.
I was happy that the Great Intelligence was gone.
Yeah.
It's not like he's Brainiac or anything like that.
I kind of wish that we had a few more appearances first.
Well, the vast majority of the Doctor's villains are hyper intelligent.
Yes. Yeah. In one way or another.
Yeah. So like to have another one, I kind of want like a Doomsday kind of character who's just going to come in and just destroy everything.
That's kind of how I thought the Great Intelligence was going to be.
Yeah, but then
we didn't get that.
Yeah.
We got really close, but nope. And I mean, the Master's kind of been that a few times.
Yeah.
Out of all the Doctor's enemies, the Master's really the only one that holds par.
Yeah.
He's one of the few that can truly, mentally, physically, and all that stuff hold their own with the Doctor. So yeah, you get all those closes. It's it's still Matt Smith. I like him. He's my number 2. So yeah, that's why I'm giving it such a high number. And I completely agree with you. This is not an episode for someone to jump in on. After, the 50th episode, next episode, yeah, that might be something you can jump in on as a casual fan. But brand new fan, no, I'd rather start on the first of a Doctor's run, of an actor's run as the Doctor. That way you're jumping in. It's a great jump in points. Those are the best ones, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. So next week we're doing the night and day of the Doctor. Go ahead and follow us on Twitter. We are at 01pod. That's 0, the number 1 pod, all one word. Same thing over on SoundCloud and on Facebook. We are the 01 podcast group. And Remy, you have a wonderful afternoon.
Same to you.
Internet, you have a wonderful week.
Get off the cats, stop trolling, and carry on.
Yes. And always remember, you never know where or when the Doctor is going to turn up next, so always keep your eyes and ears out for him.
Yeah,
Thank you,
but
guys.
If he does show up, call me.
Yeah.
Let me know.
Yeah, hit us up on Facebook.
I mean, I could use a mini vacation without worrying about like paying for bills and whatnot because I can come back home on the same day that I left.
Yeah.
Good night.
Good night.